I'm actually on time this morning. I'm not late. I'm not early. I'm on time. All right. Let's pull up the chat here. Let's see. Here we are. Everything's off. So awesome. Let's kind of wait for everybody to get in here. I didn't, for the first time this week, didn't put out a reminder about the live stream. So unravel. Yo, good morning, man. How you doing? Glad to see you can make it. I got Pleiades with me here today. Um, she's banana, and I believe she has some orange dream in her. I couldn't swear to it because I haven't had her shed tested. She was given to me as a banana, but she has a lot of orange, like in her alien heads. I mean, you can't see it that well here, compared to like Pleiades, who I know she's just banana, but I know bananas, show a lot of different characteristics too. So I'm gonna send in a shed test for her eventually, and see what she is. She's not quite big enough to breed, so she's got about another year before I even really have to worry about, deep dive into her genetics. So I don't know. Hi. I don't know how many of my viewers are from the Midwest, but there's a huge snowstorm going on right now, just south of us, and it's hitting us too. So we're getting like, I don't know, 5 inches of snow or something like that, which is kind of light for Michigan. But there's a huge storm going across the Midwest. So any of my viewers that are in that range, I hope you're staying warm, and I hope you're staying inside and really don't have to go anywhere today. Um, yeah, stay safe. It's gonna be a treacherous week. I'm in Chicago. Yeah, so you're getting worse. Are you getting worse than us? Because I think that band is actually going up just on the southern side of the Great Lakes, right? So you're probably getting about what we are, 2 to 4 inches, 2 to 5 inches, or something like that. It's looking like five. It's been snowing pretty steady out. So, um, T1D. Hey, that's my mom, you guys, saying good morning. So, morning, mom. Glad you could join us before church. Mom doesn't usually get to join us on Sundays because she has church. Um, and, she might not be going this week because of the weather. So I guess we'll see, right? Um, let's see. No, I don't have a king cobra. I don't do venomous just yet. I don't know if I'm going to do venomous. We talked a little bit about it last week about, how I feel about owning venomous snakes or handling venomous snakes. And I'm just, I guess I'm responsible enough to know that I don't know enough about handling them, handling venomous snakes to, say whether I'm going to get one or not. Life always takes you down different journeys, different paths. So it'll be cool. Yep, staying home. I don't blame you. I'd stay home. If you guys are out there and if you're in the Midwest today, just stay home. You know, don't do anything. That's what I'm going to do. I've been for the past few days building new bioactive substrates to replenish a bunch of my enclosures, and yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing is just maintenance, snake things, to stay busy while the storm's blowing through. Yeah, if you're in Chicago, you're used to it. It's one of my favorite places to visit is Chicago. I love that city out there. We go every chance we get. So, um, Russell Viper. Prav Inc. Okay, I'm just gonna say Prav. Russell Viper. What do you mean Russell Viper? Let me see. Grand opening. Beautiful snakes. Thanks, Unravel. Thank you. Thanks for being here too. Um, it's been a rough week, and I got a couple things that So I posted some videos this week. I've been sick all week. I've had some kind of cold going on. I've been sick all week, so I've been trying to like post some videos, post some shorts, and kind of stay active on the channel. And we're gonna talk about a video that I posted where I misidentified a snake. Yeah, um, totally misidentified a snake. So I used to staying home most of life. Let me turn them up. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit that hit the like, subscribe so you don't miss. We do this every Sunday, Coffee with Snakes live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, if you don't want to miss one, just hit the subscribe button and you'll get a notification every time we go live. So, and don't forget to check out our Patreon. He's got some cool stuff going up there. I've been building it for the last couple of weeks, like really building it up. My Patreon subscribers, my paid members, I've been trying to make sure they're getting constant material over there. So, and for my live streams, real quick while I'm on the subject, for the live streams, uh, I post a video every week about, I'll either ask for a topic suggestion or I'll give a topic and then leave that open for my paid members to post their questions that they want answered. So that way, you know, I can address my paid members directly without losing in the comments and everything. So that's one benefit of being a paid member. It's like $5 a month. You know, I have different tiers, but like the cheapest one's like $5 a month. Anyways, yeah. So Candy is here, and Candy's one of my Patreon members. Candy was actually my very first Patreon member, which is pretty awesome. Um, I'm in Ohio and I'm about to go door dashing. I bet you door dashing is busy out there today. I hope they're paying you guys extra because you deserve it. Anybody delivering out there today, you deserve it. I think Amazon shut down their delivery operations today. So yeah, if you're going out there to deliver, good luck and stay safe and stay warm. And if you're ordering from delivery drivers today, make sure you tip them extra, right? Because they don't make a lot of money to do that, and they survive on tips. I'm not trying to preach to anybody, but it's pretty treacherous out there today. Maybe we should be a little more appreciative of who's going to go out there and face that because we don't want to. So enough of that. Let's get back to snakes here. Yeah, this is a ball python. I didn't know, probably if you were asking if it was a Russell Viper, if this was a Russell Viper. This is a banana ball python. Her name is Pleiades, and she's a little more than a year old, and she's a beautiful girl. And she's named after a star system called the Seven Sisters. She's the seventh sister and we named her that because she was the seventh female we added to our collection. So that's why she has that name. And we're big science fans here. If they starve it. No, Anderson, nope. I don't smell like a rat, so they're not going to try to bite me if they're hungry. A snake will generally only bite you if you put it in defensive mode. If you're messing with it, if you're not giving it its own space. All my snakes are well socialized. They're used to being handled, so they're all pets. So they're used to it, you know. But no, snakes are like, they don't see you and think, that's food, you know, because you don't smell like a rodent, and that's what they want. They want rodents. If you don't smell like a rat, you're safe. I've had a lot of questions about. I've had a lot of questions, so I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. I've had a lot of questions about, well, what if I eat, you know, like a hamburger before I handle my snake, and I still have hamburger scent, and will they try to eat me? Snakes don't recognize our food as food. That's not what they're looking for. So no, you can absolutely eat a hamburger, not wash your hands. Not that I would eat a greasy hamburger and then handle my snake. I don't suggest that, but they're not going to try to bite you because you smell like a cheeseburger or a fish fillet or something, or a taco. So the dude 420, what's up, dude? Let's see, a tree grow or a Negro. I see what you did there. Well, we're in Michigan. We like to see trees grow. Tacky, dude. So okay, so let's talk about this mistake I made. Like I said, now honesty is the best policy, right? And I don't claim to be like some world-renowned snake guru identification guy, right? My main focus is pythons, colubrids like milk snakes, corn snakes. I love all snakes, but my main knowledge lies in your normal pet species. And so, um, what had happened was, I was out. I go out and I hurt in the springtime to try to find different species of snakes. And this one particular day, I was really excited to try to find an eastern milk snake. And so I'm trudging along, and eastern milk snake is on my mind. And Candace actually had pointed this out to me, and I had another viewer point this out to me. So I just wanted to be upfront about it. I'm going to make a follow-up video to put in the shorts to correct my mistake, but I'm not going to take the mistake video down because I think it kind of humanizes me, right? So, anyways, so I'm out trudging looking for snakes, and I find this little snake, great markings along its back, and I've never seen a baby snake of the species it turned out to be. So it was a mistake on my part. I thought I had caught a baby eastern milk snake, and turns out I caught a baby blue racer. Yeah, which sucks in a couple of different ways. One, I didn't realize that baby blue racers have so much patterning on them. Usually when you think of a blue racer, you think of this, blue kind of aqua greenish kind of smooth pattern across them. But as babies, they're really speckled, and they have these larger speckles down their backs. And I hadn't actually thought I was going to find a blue racer where I was looking for it at, because you don't typically find them there. And I wasn't looking for one. So, and I was so amped up on finding the eastern milk snake that I picked it up, quickly misidentified it, and yeah, so that's the story. If you look on my shorts, you'll see me, oh, look at this eastern milk snake, and I put it up to the camera, and I should have looked closer, and I should have checked with, like Dave or somebody like that who's better at identifying species than I am. But this is all a learning adventure for most of us. So I just wanted to point that out and be honest about that. So what I'll do is I'll make a short that says, that this is my mistake. I'll use the same video footage so the viewers can make it, make the relation. And I'll just kind of talk over it and admit my mistake, and then probably do some blue racer facts, because I missed a great opportunity there. Blue racers are on my list. Blue racers are on my list of things to find in the wild, and I completely missed the opportunity when I had it right there in my hand. So I'm kicking myself in the butt for a couple different reasons. So I apologize about misidentifying the snake. I'm glad to make an open admission and be honest about things, because transparency is best, right? So now my dog wants out in the middle of the live stream. I don't think this ever happened. Do you guys hear Lola back there talking to me? So now that we've talked about that, I will post that short. I'll get that up as soon as possible, because I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to pull one over on anybody. You know what I mean? So that's not who I am. Okay, so let's go back to these comments here, because I know I missed a whole bunch there. Do they fight each other if they're in the same terrarium? Not necessarily. So ball pythons are a bit territorial, but only when you make them compete for resources. So I free roam my ball pythons together, but I don't house them together, because there's a very significant difference in how they feel about those situations. So no, I don't put them in a situation where they have to compete for resources. I don't want my snakes to hurt each other. We care very, very, very much about these animals. We not training, but we socialize. We spend a lot of time with them, and it's really great feeling to just to take care of them and create a relationship with them. So yeah, but no, we don't put snakes. We don't double them up. We don't triple them up. We don't put a bunch of them in one enclosure. But I do free roam my snakes together. Not my larger males because they can get a little more aggressive with each other, especially during mating season. So I try to keep them separated. But my females I have no problem with. They crawl around all the time. Usually when I'm around the house, I have a snake out. So yeah, it's yep. Sam does need a moderator. Let's see. Let's just hide that guy. So give me a second now. You know what, Candy? Let's see here. Okay, Candy. Candy, I'm gonna make you moderator because I'm talking too much. I'm not paying attention to the bad comments that are coming in, and you are, and you're always so great at it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and make you a mod right now. Okay. Standard moderator. Can manage blocked words, change chat models. We'll do standard. There we go. And I got, let's see. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's go back. Now, we got, I mean, this is a live stream, so I mean, we're going to have people in here that make these comments. Candy, I think I made you a moderator. I don't know how that works on your end, so let's figure this out together this week because I was actually getting ready to ask you that. Let's go. Let's remove all this real quick. Are you going to eat him? I swear, man, like, okay, it's rude, but some of the stuff is funny. Like, the stuff we get sometimes in here. It's great. It's great. I do actually have a moderator in mind. I just have to. I just have to. I have to talk to her a little more. I have a lady in mind, and she's been great, and she's really knowledgeable with social media and everything. So I think she'd be great for the channel. Okay. Xander Luttrell, can I have the snake, please? Okay, let's move down here a little more. I'll be in. Okay. Definitely needs a moderator. Yes, I do. I do. Okay. Law Fate. What's my favorite snake that I want to get? Well, so that's gonna be. That's tough. That's a tough question. I have a list. I have a bucket list, which I really want to get a Hog Island boa. I really love a house snake because my friend Red Sonia has house snakes, and now she's got me super interested in them. But lately I've been really thinking about carpet pythons, like jungle carpet python or a brettle. Those both would be cool to own. A woma. I really like pythons. But like boas, as far as like boas go, I think I'm gonna kind of stay away from boas. But the one I do want is a Hog Island boa, and I talk about it all the time. The only reason I'm waiting is space, a little more research, and I want to make sure that I get my Hog Island from the right breeder, that I get a true Hog Island and nothing that's mixed up. So, okay, what's your favorite snake that you want to get? Okay. I'll be a mod for you. David Vickers. I mean, we could probably make that happen. We just, make you, just come back every week, subscribe, kind of be a part of the community. I think because I have people that's been a part of the community for a very, very long time. Patreon supporters who would love to moderate this channel for me. So, as you know, let's create the relationship basically, you know, that's all. But I am definitely down to take on some more moderators. Running the channel can be a lot sometimes. Getting material up and, you know, making sure that I'm paying attention to this. And as the channel grows, you know, we're going to need people like you in the chats. So stay tuned, stay with us, and just, you know, be a part of the community. Our Patreon, we have a Patreon over there. You can go check that out, Earthbound Misfits Exotics. And we have a Discord that you can get into as a paid member of Patreon. Yeah, I always feel like I'm trying to sell the Patreon, and I'm really not, because now my paid Patreon members help this channel survive. It helps me, you know, provide rats or buy the bean for the week or give me time, you know, and motivation to sit down and do this. So it's very, very, very helpful, and it gives me a certain freedom to be more creative with the channel and to, you know, acquire more things and take it other places. So that's what I use Patreon for, is just to support this channel. So, you know, you can get free stuff. You can sign up for free. You can sign up for $5 a month. Depends on, you know, how you want to support the channel. So that's there, and we're all over social media. So David, I implore you, go find us. Find us everywhere, man. Be part of our community. There's some great and sweet people who are knowledgeable about many different breeds of snakes that come into the chats and visit the page and come into the Discord. I just created the Discord, so, and there's lots of stuff to talk about in there. You know, but you have to be a Patreon member to get that link. So, a paid Patreon member, it's one of the perks. So, all right, let's go back to these questions here. Chef Burns, gross. Okay, that's one opinion. We are pro snake. Please mind your manners. Yes, we are. We are very, very pro snake. And I understand, like, you know, what you learn in the media about snakes is probably wrong. And some people just don't understand how they move without any arms and legs, you know. So I get, like, the general misunderstanding, but they're great. All my snakes are wonderful. They're all nice. They're all sweet. I mean, you know, what snake is going to let you do that? What snake that is going to bite you is going to be like, nah, it's cool. You can just grab my head, you know? Pleiades is, she is so socialized. She's been on a food strike, though. Don't let me get going. Let me let me do this, and we'll talk about Pleiades' food strike here in just a minute. We are pro snake. Yep, yes we are. I own 3 Indian king cobras, 2 black mambas, number of pythons, around 4 puff adders, and 2 gaboon vipers. Okay. Very impressive. So, we were just talking about venomous species and whether I would own one or not. And I, you know, like I should admit that I don't have the training or the knowledge to handle venomous snakes. I have a couple friends that do. My buddy David over at Hog Strictors, he has a couple great snakes that he handles. So, but if I ever did own a venomous snake, gaboon viper is the very first one I'm getting, hands down. Hands down. I love watching the videos on them. I love learning about them. I love the way they look. I love what can be done with them. And I think, man, that would be a perfect viper to own. You have an impressive collection. So in our community, Behave, I'm going to call you Behave for short. In our community on our page, if you subscribe, go over there and post pictures of your snakes, man. I'd love to see them. And maybe we can link up and do some kind of thing where you can show your venomous snakes on a channel. We'll talk about venomous snakes one week. That'd be awesome. Always looking for collaborators that can bring something cool to the channel, right? That we can learn more about. And somebody who knows about venomous snakes or other species of snakes that I don't know about, I would invite to the channel. Once a relationship is established, of course, that you're not going to pull any crazy stuff on the channel. Most snake keepers are great people though. So, but yeah, that'd be cool, right? To bring other experts on the channel. Okay. No, we don't eat snakes. We don't eat any reptiles. I don't know who Noel Gallagher is, so I don't know. I don't know if that's funny or if that's supposed to be rude. Whatever. I don't know who that is. Noel Gallagher. I'm not sure who that is. Let's see. Snake. Yep. This is Pleiades. She's a banana and suspected orange dream. Suspected. I don't have any proof of that, so don't quote me there. Let's see. Anaconda. Do you have an anaconda, or this is a ball python? Anacondas are great though. I got a friend of mine who has some anacondas, and we're gonna go visit him at some point. I want to make an episode out of that because he's a wonderful kid, extremely smart. I think he's probably 20 years younger than me, and extremely smart kid. Just brilliant, just brilliant. Can you boop his snoot? Yeah, I can boop her snoot. See, please. All my snakes are very well. Boop boop. You want to boop? There you go. Yeah, I trained them like this. From a very young age, I like to go in and try to break them of that head shyness and the tail shyness. So when I have the opportunity, I'll kind of just touch their head, rub their tails, just to kind of get them over that, so they're not so nervous when I'm touching those parts of their bodies when they're being handled. I think it just works out better for them. Ross 20. Yes, please, please. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't do that enough. Please like and subscribe to the channel, like the live stream if you like what you're seeing here today. I need to drink coffee, guys. It's been a long week. All right, let's see. Okay, okay. What is my snake eating? Mohammed. My snakes eat rats. When they're about this size, I feed them when they're this size, I feed them a small rat once a week. Just about once a week, every 5 to 10 days. Most of the time I can tell when they're getting hungry, so when I see them start acting that way, they'll be out like roaming around out quite a bit during the night in their enclosure, like they're seeking around, and I know that it's about time for them to eat. But I also keep a schedule, so we make sure they get fed at least every 5 to 10 days, mostly every week for snakes this size. My full-grown snakes get fed every 2 weeks. My big females get fed a medium rat every 2 weeks, about 10 to 14 days. So, let's see. Yeah, and I feed all my snakes, except for Herschel here. What side am I pointing here? Herschel. This is Herschel's enclosure, and he's my banana pied, and he's a pretty big boy, and he went on a food strike recently and would not eat until I started giving him live rats again. So I'm trying to, as long as he's eating, I'm good. Eventually we'll bring him back to frozen thawed. No, I don't have any xanthics because it didn't fit for my breeding projects I have in mind. But I wouldn't mind because I have a ghost that I'd love to breed with a xanthic and just create my own, xanthic ghosts because they're just so beautiful. She's my favorite morph. I love Pleiades. Yep, that's Melody's favorite snake. Adorable noodle. Thank you. Did you hear that? He said you're adorable. Yeah, because you are. Don't have any xanthic. Family friendly channel. Okay. Okay, a couple questions I want to address here. So, Candy, we'll discuss goals here in just a second. Um, because that's a little more lengthy, I think. If he likes live rats, why don't you just feed him live? Um, Couple reasons, and no, it's not more expensive. Frozen rats generally cost the same as much as live rats. The cost, there's no cost difference mostly, at least the places that I shop for my feeders at. But it's a humane thing, right? So we don't have to put the rat through the scary situation of being constricted and eaten by the snake. The other reason is you're not putting a live rat in that could potentially harm your snake. Because sometimes when you go to feed your snake, it doesn't feel like eating right away, and that rat can stay in there. And some people make the mistake of leaving the rat in there for way too long, and there's not enough space, and the rat can actually begin to eat your snake or injure your snake. So you don't want this to happen. So you're protecting a live rat. It's more humane, basically, right? You're not gonna put a live animal in there to be eaten, which is fine if you do. I mean, a lot of snakes will only eat live. Some snakes will only eat mice. Snakes are kind of picky like that. But if you can, you kind of want to stick to the frozen thawed because it's humane, and then that rat doesn't have the chance to injure your snake at all, and they get a nice, clean, healthy meal. So this is why we do frozen thawed. We aim to do all frozen thawed. I hope that answers your question. Um, Candy, what are my goals? As far as the channel goes, education. Education, familiarity, right? I want people to come on and see people who aren't familiar with snakes. Get familiar with snakes. See somebody that handles them and see how wonderful and lovely they can be, that they're not monsters. You know, if she was gonna want to attack me, there's no way I could touch her face like that. You know, there's there's not a wild animal that is in attack mode that is gonna let you touch them like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. I love snakes. I love reptiles. I want to, teach people as much as I can about them, and give people the opportunity to step into that world because, you might come across my channel not even looking for it and find something interesting. Maybe you'll find me interesting. I don't know why you would, but or the fact that you've never seen anybody handle snakes like that. So it brings people in and kind of lets them see why we love these animals so much, of what it takes to take care of them. It educates new snake owners, maybe updates, uh, experienced snake owners. It also helps me learn along the way too. And then, like, eventually I would like to be out moving around, going all around the country, maybe even in other countries and filming other reptiles and in their natural habitats, and doing some live streams from other countries. I think would be awesome. And at some point I would like to be a donator to NARBC. I would like to help other snake owners, stuff like that. So those are my goals. Once my channel is gaining enough monetarily, then I want to be able to direct that and help the community, reach back and help the reptile community. So those are just some of my goals. All right. So what morph is that? Captivating Cora, I want to say your name is. She's banana. She's definitely banana, and I suspect orange dream. I mean, look. Let me get here close enough. Can you guys see that orange pushing through this orange right here? See these orange bluff? Dude, don't go on my coffee. I know it's warm. You see these orange blushings, and then how orange these alien heads are. That's why I think, maybe there's some fire there, or some white lace, or white flame. I don't know. There's something going on there that makes me suspect that there's more than banana. So, see where he goes. Could you be a mod with Candy? Well, I would direct you back to the answer I had earlier. So, Lawfay, I would, get familiar with the channel, get familiar with us, get familiar with our tight knit community that we have. Candy's Critters, Red Sonja. There's lots of people that come here. Lacey, Azura. There's, these are a lot of these people that come here every week, and you'll get to know them and just familiarize yourself with us on the channel, and We're always looking for help. Always, It takes a community. Takes a community to build a community. It takes a lot of people to build a channel. Not just one guy with a camera and a bunch of snakes, with knowledge of care. It takes sharing. It takes, subscribing. It takes liking. It takes all kinds of stuff. So, am I looking to be a huge YouTuber? No. But I love knowing that I'm helping some people. Captivating coral mark is that. That's what I would thought besides expense. That's cool, man. Yeah, yeah, that's what we do. Like, any monetization. So we have to have 500 subscribers on the channel to get monetized. And the only way that we can really do that at the moment is through Patreon. So that's why we have that there. Let me see. Market Bestova. I think that's how I should say that. Uh, said hi. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Earthbound Misfits. This is Coffee with Snakes live stream every week, Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's just a place where you can sit down and talk about these animals that we love and enjoy some great coffee and some good community, some good friendship. What species do you work with? Mainly pythons. Um, I work with a lot of different snakes, like in the community, but I mainly have ball pythons and um, milk snake. We're working on getting a hog island boa, and I said earlier in the show, my friend Sonia has really gotten me interested in house snakes because she has a bunch and she posts pictures of them on our community page on our YouTube. Which, if you have snakes, I implore you, please, please, please go post your snakes there or on our Patreon page. I think you can post there in the community. If you're a paid Patreon member, we have a Discord that has special, um, I don't know what you call channels for that. So please post your pictures of your snakes because I love seeing everybody else's snakes. You can see mine all the time. This is a one-sided relationship in that way, right? So go back and post your pictures of your snakes. I'd love to see them. Am I at church? Well, this is my church, man. This is my church. So yeah, this is like I think I said last week in the episode, this is my zen. I get to pull my snakes out, talk with other people who are in the reptile community, people who are wondering about the reptile community. I get to educate people who don't know things about these wonderful animals, and it's great for me, right? It's great for me. So I just appreciate people showing up and being a part of this. Um, Here at church, are you into alligators and lizards too? Yes, I'm into I'm into everything really. Do I own? I own lizards. I own bearded dragons. I have four bearded dragons. And I was recently looking at caiman lizards, but that looks like a lot to take on for right now. Maybe when our channel progresses more, I can get into more uh, care specific species. But yeah, I have bearded dragons, ball pythons, milk snake, um, redfoot tortoise. So yeah, we got a lot of animals. And I have a friend of mine who actually raises, um, I don't want to say it wrong. It's Asian crocodiles, Asian alligators, and caiman. And he works with them a lot. And that's the young guy I was talking about earlier. He's amazing. Like, the kid is like a bank of information, and he's been doing this like since he was little. So if you ever get a chance, go check him out. Valiant Pigeon. You can find him on Facebook. I don't think he has a YouTube channel, but I could be wrong about that. If he does, you probably check him out there. He's great. He's great. So yeah. Let's see. They keep turtles, but I have breeding groups. Emeralds, boas, and northern pine snakes. Nice, nice. So you do turtles. What kind of turtles do you do? Just aquatic turtles? Tortoises? Because I have a redfoot Russian that I should bring on here. more often. My live stream is the main show that I do throughout the week, and then I'll do episodes here and there and a lot of shorts. So I haven't done one with our Redfoot tortoise, Muffin. Yes, his name is Muffin. My son named him. Perfect name for a tortoise. I don't even care. That's so cute. Yeah, what kind of turtles? Let's see. Are you allowed to go out in the wild to catch and bring home, or you need to? No, you need to purchase them. It's illegal to go out and catch native snakes to your area. It's illegal to own them. I'll say that. It's not illegal to catch them. It's illegal to own them. But if you don't know how to catch a snake and how to treat a snake, don't go out and not saying you don't, but for anybody who's watching, don't go out and try to handle that snake if you don't know what you're doing, because you cause more harm and more stress to that species or its environment than it's worth. So, I don't recommend going herping unless you have somebody with you that knows how to do it, knows what to look for, and knows how to handle animals properly. So just be safe about it. It's great to learn about these animals, but we want to make sure that we keep them safe in their environment. Conservation over education, right? We want to conserve, even though we want to educate, we want to make sure that we're safe in our conservation practices. I do go out and catch snakes all the time, but I release them. I don't hold them very long, and I try to make sure that when I let them go, they're pretty calmed down. They know I'm not trying to kill them. So, Candy, yes, I did. I did see your pictures of cornflake and your hoggy. Oh, I forgot. I can't remember your hoggy's name. Pork chop. I knew that. I knew that. I did see him, and that was so cool, man. Because it's been months. I mean, so guys, Candy has been a part of my channel since almost since its inception. She has been a subscriber. She's a Patreon paid member. She's been a big, big, big part of keeping this channel going. And all this time that we've had this great back and forth friendship here, I've never seen her snakes. She's always telling me about them. And so when I opened up this community where you could go post the pictures, and I opened up the Discord for her and all that, it was great. I finally got to see her snakes. I just had to tell you, Candy, I was so excited. You can't really say that in text, so I was very excited to see them though. All right. Mainly keep turtles, but I have breeding groups. Okay, we said that one. Pines, yeah. Are we allowed to go out in the wild and catch them? We addressed that. So people collect wild specimens, but we always encourage captive bred. Yes. Yes, there are wild caught specimens out there in the market. I wouldn't purchase them personally because it's too much of a high risk for your investment. With wild caught, you don't know if you're bringing diseases in, if you have a collection of snakes. Of course, there's always quarantine, but you don't know. Wild snakes are much different in temperament usually than captive bred snakes, right? So, and a lot of times you can stress them out to the point of death. So I don't recommend bringing in wild caught. If you want a pet, go and buy one. That you get a better choice of selection of breed and species and morph, and you get to choose your animal, and likely you get to know it just a little bit before you get to take it home. So Mad, no, this is not a venomous snake. And yes, venomous and not poisonous. Good correction there, Candy. Um, is that a venison? Did you say steak? Is that a venison steak? That's funny because one guy kept asking if we were going to eat them. Some weird people out there. Like I know in some countries they eat reptiles. Excuse me. But I'm not going to participate in that cultural practice. No, it's not venomous. It's a harmless ball python native to Africa. Yeah, this is a ball python native to West Africa. They grow up on the plains, on the ground, in substrate. They're not very good climbers. They're not arboreal. Um, and I'm getting ready to do a live about why ball pythons do sometimes climb but we'll save that for the short that I'm going to do. Um, yep, not poisonous, venomous. Yep, good point, guys. Good pointing that out. Vocabulary is important. Um, Let me see. You're so comfortable around snakes, you should run for public office. That's funny. So there was a city I was going to be a councilman in at one point, and I decided against it. Politics, it's too much energy. There's too much. Look, she's crawling right in my sleep. She's all the way down here. Where are you going? Out? Are you leaving me? Okay. There we go. We have to let her crawl through my shirt. I thought she was crawling in there, but I wasn't really sure. Come here, you silly snake. So weird. Okay, so let's go back to the comments real quick. So I'm run for public office, right? That was funny. Good one. Good one. Yeah, it was a joke. It was a funny joke. I remember when Dave was grossed out by having to eat iguana. Yeah, and that's Candy. That's what I was thinking of is when Dave Kaufman. Um, yeah, I don't want to discuss it too much because he had to. He was in the middle of was it Africa or Australia or something like that, and there's like no other food places open during the day, and it just so happened to find one place where they hadn't eaten over 24 hours and had to have this dish, and then come to find out it was some type of monitor. I think it was. I don't think it was an iguana. It was a monitor that he found out was actually in the stew. So bleh. He was not happy about it at all. A lot of disdain. Um, I believe in education. If more people were informed and understood the big picture. Right. Yeah. Education. That's what I'm here for. I want people to understand. That. I think I'm not trying to. I have a dog, and dogs are some of my most favorite animals. But snakes are easier, by a long shot. Easier, and their bites don't hurt. If you get bit by your dog by accident, that's gonna hurt pretty bad. And ball python bites they don't hurt that bad. If you get in a green tree python, their fangs are pretty big, so that can be a little treacherous. You're gonna bleed a bit with that one, but it's still better than being bitten by a rat or a rabbit or anything like that, or any kind of rodent. Um, is it moral to have them as pets where they don't know anything about their lives and preferences? Do they feel comfortable in a home environment? Yes. And the reason being is they're like with my snakes, they're all captive bred. And so let's take this moment to educate. Let's make this an educational moment here real quick. So in West Africa, where ball pythons come from, there's actually a black market for skins and meat. And what happens is when the export business isn't doing so well, because in the States and in the UK and in Canada, we have access to captive bred ball pythons. And we work with a lot of different genes, and we're making our own morphs. So, we're not exporting so many ball pythons from Africa. And it being such a, I don't want to say poor community. I don't live there. Never been there, unfortunately. But they have to find a way to make money, so they turn around and instead of selling the ball pythons off to pet markets, they get sold off to these black markets where it's basically selling snake oil skins, meats, stuff like that, and they're being murdered by the hundreds and thousands. So having a ball python in your home, and here's a way to think about it is, especially a captive bred ball python, is if the dark industry, if the industry over there falls apart for exporting, all of them snakes are going to suffer. The species itself is going to suffer and could face extinction at some point. And Dave Kaufman pointed this out, and I'm going to note him on this because I thought it was a really great point. Was what if our living rooms and our homes and our bedrooms and these enclosures that we keep our snakes in, What if these are going to be the Noah's Ark that carry the ball pythons and the boas and that into the future, whereas the trading industry could destroy them? So that's one way to think about that. It's perfectly okay to keep them. They live long, healthy lives as long as you follow certain care guides. So, and there's a lot of different information out there about that, and that's a whole nother episode. But yes, keeping them, I think, is moral because, for one, we're not going out, we're not taking them from the wild as much. Keepers like me don't buy wild caught snakes. So we're not taking them from the wild. We're not taking from the wild population, right? As pet owners and people who work in the pet industry. But what we're doing is alleviating a problem, right? By breeding our own, making our own morphs, we're alleviating that problem. So, and we might just carry this species into the future. So that's one way to think about it. All right. And socialize just like normal domestic pets. Yeah. I had a king python for 17 years and a bearded dragon for 11. Awesome. Yeah, what do you mean by king python? A Brettles? Maybe? A blood python? It's like a bigger species. Oh, ball python here in England, it's called king. Right, so like in England they call them royal pythons. I didn't know that. That's interesting. See? That's why I love my channel, because I get to learn something new all the time. I didn't know they call them that in Switzerland. Let's see here. And a bearded dragon for 11. Man, that's pretty cool. I'm glad I learned that. Netherlands, Switzerland. In Netherlands, it's called kings. Is your snake a boy or a girl? This one is a girl. This is Pleiades. I have several snakes. I have several boys, several girls. We're working on breeding a couple, so I'm keeping that a secret for now. But yeah, I got Pleiades here as a girl. She's just over a year old. She's banana ball python with suspected orange dream, or something. Something is going on here with that blushing. I don't know. I'm convinced. Anyways, okay, so it's really important. Thank you so much. I try to take very, very good care of them. I'm very self-conscious about it, and mainly because it's my duty, right? They can't fend for themselves. So if I forget to water them, if I forget to feed them, if I forget to clean up after them, you know, they don't have a choice to to switch their environment or to remedy their own environment. So when you make mistakes, that's on you, and so you want to make as little as possible, and that's how you keep healthy animals. So yeah, but I love them. I love them. Candy, it looks like you are moderating this because now you're lit up. That's cool. All right. Mariah. Okay, where are we at here? Can you put it around you? Yeah. Yep. I do. I put them around my neck all the time. As a matter of fact, when I pull them out, because I'm in a choice-based handling, so when I get them to crawl out onto my hand, which is really cool, I put them around my neck first, and that kind of signals them. I do that I made a habit out of it, so they know that, okay, they're going to be handled. They know what to expect, and there's no big surprises, no stressful situation for them. So that's why I do it that way. If you're tuning in, you haven't yet, you can help the channel by hitting subscribe, liking the video, go check out the shorts, all that stuff. So they just put that in there. Go check out Patreon. It's patreon.com, Earthbound Misfits Exotics. She said, I'm trying. You're doing a great job, Candy. Keep up the great work. I really appreciate you. I really do. I can't say it enough. I'm going to be bragging about like you and Sonia for years to come on this channel. Oh, you wanted me. You weren't asking if I could. You wanted me to. Oh, I got you. Yeah, absolutely. There she is. She is such a sweet girl. Look at that baby. She's got some banana seed. We call them banana seeds. Everybody else calls them freckles. She's got her banana seeds. Um, yes, the male pythons are smaller than females. You know, because they don't need as big of bodies to carry eggs and stuff. So that's my thought. They're usually thinner, but not always. You know, especially with the way that we do genes, their bodies can vary. So it's not always a good way to tell the sex of your snake by the body type that it has. It's not a surefire way. So, you know, shed testing is a surefire way to find out the sex of your snake, popping or um, probing, which I'll do a video on that too. Does it got a name? Yes, this is Pleiades. This is Pleiades, and she's named after the seven sisters, one of the seventh sister, a star cluster. Most of my snakes are named after a scientist, or like I have a bearded dragon named Nebula, um, or characters in movies that I love. Like I have Handsome Rob, Gorgeous George. You know, Handsome Rob is from The Italian Job. Gorgeous George is from Snatch. So um, I have I don't 16, 17 snakes, something like that. A lot, I guess. Not a lot for some. A lot for some. Um, yeah, it's a banana. Yep, this is banana. Definitely banana. Who wins in a fight? Python, boa, anaconda. Anaconda? Anaconda's a snake eater. We'll eat other snakes. So, we got a lot of questions coming in here now. So, let's see here. Who's that cutie? This is Pleiades. That's who she is. Not gonna lie, doom scrolling the reels about snakes. Yeah, they are interesting. They're super interesting. Um, I got a bunch of reels on, you know, because we're on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram. I don't post a lot on Instagram. TikTok, I just got that going here in the last few months. And then we got tons of shorts here on our YouTube channel. So check those out. Some of them are funny. Some of them are old. Some of them are dark in, you know. So, I mean, but some of them are educational. So, I have a 7-year-old girl. Nice. Snakes go all the way back to the Jurassic period. Yes. Oh my God, bearded dragons. I used to have one. Yeah, we have 4 bearded dragons. But if they all met in a zoo or something, who would win? The anaconda. I think the anaconda, hands down. Not that I would pit them against each other or even allow that to happen, but if by chance those 3 species of snakes met up in the zoo, anaconda, all day long. Such a bigger snake, and it's a snake eater. You know, Burmese python is a snake eater too, or can be, but um, anacondas will eat a snake a lot quicker than any of the other species. So I'm gonna say anaconda. Um, Stick around and you can learn about them. I love that question, by the way. It's funny. It's funny. I like that. Um, my bearded dragon was 13 years old. Nice. So you had that dragon for a long time. That's awesome. I'm sorry that it died. You know, but reptiles, a lot of reptiles don't have a big lifespan. But I mean, it lived a full life. It's now 13 years for a bearded dragon. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all, baby. Does it release any musk? No, ball pythons generally don't. I got my milk snake out last night, and he got me really good, all down my arm, and then he, you know, made sure to drag it across my neck, and it was horrible. But that's part of owning snakes, right? I mean, I do get peed on. Mojo, who hangs out with me quite a bit, he's my Mojave fire clown. He peed on me twice last week, like 2 days in a row. Yeah, So it happens. But ball pythons don't necessarily musk. I have three ball pythons. They were the sweetest. They are. They are. They're the sweetest. I think all snakes are sweet. You know, they're just misunderstood. Um, yeah, I bet your corn snake has bombed you. They're really good for that. You know, colubrids are really good for that, for pooping and peeing on you. You know, you see that little tail doing this, you know what's about to happen. No, not all snakes can be domesticated, and I wouldn't try. You know, we were just talking about captive bred animals versus wild caught animals, and I would go with the captive bred every time. Um, you know, unless it was to save a species from, you know, where you going there, baby? Unless it was to save a species from extinction, I would go with wild caught every time. Um, right, they will poo on you. Yeah, I don't have any. I've never had my ball pythons musk me. I guess that's technically musking you if they pee on you because that's essentially kind of what a corn snake or a milk snake or colubrid is doing. Um, she wants to explore. She does. She most times so snakes don't like bond with you. You know, they just kind of want to get off of you. They don't really care. They don't love you, but you can create a relationship with them, and you can love them very much. So normally I'd be terrified of snakes, especially ones out in the wild. But I do feel like they're misunderstood because people don't know how to treat them. This one is beautiful. Thank you so much. What a wonderful comment. You're right. So, no, okay, so I'm going to read this a little louder. Normally, I'm terrified of snakes, especially ones out in the wild. But I do feel like they're misunderstood because people don't know how to treat them. This one is beautiful. Did you hear that, Pleiades? Somebody said you're beautiful. You see it? You say hi? Yeah, you're beautiful. Um, yeah, it's because they're misunderstood. And sometimes, you know, a lot of bites, like venomous bites, happen when people are messing with snakes and they shouldn't be. They're messing with venomous snakes. That's the main. I mean, like I think it's something like 90% of bites happen that way. Venomous bites. It's from people messing with snakes when they shouldn't be. Because if you don't know how to handle a wild animal, a snake, just don't. Just leave it alone. Admire it from a distance. Let it do its thing. Because especially wild snakes, they're going to be more defensive if you try to follow them. Snakes aren't going to chase you. They don't do that, right? You're not a meal for them. You don't smell like a rat. Even anacondas, for the most part, won't chase you. Um, you have to be very small, a very small person. But where was I going with that? Oh, Clint's reptiles. I love Clint. Yeah, I've seen that video. Okay, on the wild. Yeah, they are very misunderstood. But basically, okay, so that was, I'm sorry, that was my point. Was if you just leave them alone and admire them from a distance. Snakes only strike for two reasons: to eat and a defense. So if they're striking at you, you've done something to make them feel like they should defend themselves, and you have probably caused that. Now, some people do step on snakes by accident. Bites will happen that way. That's an admission, right? But generally, that's what people get bitten for. We learn to be afraid. We learn to be afraid of them, and we can learn to not be afraid of them as well. What are the challenges of having a snake as a pet? Feeding can be a challenge. So if you don't have a local market where you can buy feeders, that could be a challenge. Um, you know, basically supplies for them. What else? What else can be a challenge? Humidity. Keeping humidity in your closure can be a challenge because you want to keep your humidity for a ball python at about 65, at least 65%. Between 60, 65, and I don't usually try to go higher than 80 unless I'm getting ready to breed. Um, and there's not a lot of, I mean, other than that, there's not a lot of challenges. other than, making sure the humidity is right, because if it's not, they won't have a good, healthy shed. Um, learn as much as you can before you buy one. Learn to work with them, learn to not be afraid of them. Um, and follow channels like mine to learn how to interact with your steak without stressing it out, and how to be able to do things like this, touch their heads, and they're okay with it. Pleiades, I kiss her head. She's a lovely, lovely girl. It's because I've socialized her to the point to do that. So I don't think there's a lot. Let's see. Candy's gonna. I know Candy's probably gonna chop in here about. She'll probably think of something that I'm not covering. Pleiades is almost 2 years old. Tries to catch snakes in the summer in Sweden, but I always get bit and end up in the hospital. Any tips? So don't catch snakes that are venomous. That's my tip. I'm not trying to, be rude or anything, but like, don't catch venomous snakes. Because if you get bitten by a snake that's non-venomous, you're likely not going to end up in the hospital. I've been bitten several times. Water snakes are, they actually have an anticoagulant in their saliva. So yeah, I've been bitten by them. Um, Garter snakes, milk snakes. In the video I was just talking about at the beginning of this live stream, that blue racer bit me, but it's just a baby. So getting bit by a snake is much, much different. And I'm not sure why you're ending up in the hospital uh, there in Sweden. But I hope you stay healthy. Okay, we gotta back up. How old is Pleiades? Yep, okay, so I said that. Always try to catch snakes in the snaky. Yes, very snaky. However you spell it. I think you spelled it right. Do you wish you were a snake man? No. No. Because then I couldn't enjoy. There's a whole thing about hands. It's great having hands. Why? Because I can hold the snakes, and I can feed the snakes, and I can play with the snakes. So, no, I don't want to be a snake because I love playing with snakes too much. Okay, are snakes shy? Yes, very shy. Snakes are very shy. And I have a lot of socialized snakes that I do on a choice-based handling. All my snakes are socialized well, except for one. And I did a video about him. We've been talking about Little Man. But anyways, um, yes, they're very shy. And actually, what I'll do is when I'm choosing snakes to get out, it's usually evening when they come out and they're moving around their enclosures and they're fully exposed. They're not feeling shy. They're feeling inquisitive and they're feeling adventurous. So then I'll, let them come out and handle them then, because they're not being shy. But a lot of times they want to stay in their hide. So yeah, that's a valid question there. They are kind of shy. See, join the snake identification group. Or simply read about the snakes in Sweden so you can learn. Yeah, try to identify those snakes before you go out. You want to know what venomous species are out there. I don't know if you're messing with venomous species or something else is happening. And that's the one I want, but I guess I have to go for a non-venomous then. Yeah, if you're getting bit, uh, okay, look, I have to, I have to read back on some of these. We're gonna start doing super chats soon, as soon as we get to 500 subscribers, so that way I can keep up with the chats. My corn is very shy. Yeah, my milk snake is very, very shy too, and when I get him out, he's very darty. Even though he's socialized, he's very darty. He's very, I don't want to be out here. And then he figures out where he's at, calms down a bit. So, yes, I have guinea. How'd you know I had guinea pigs? What a random question to ask on a snake channel. Yes, we have guinea pigs as well. Mask. Um, what's the chillest snake I've got? Well, that's a hard one. So Mojo likes to wrap around my neck and watch TV with me. And he'll just hang out. Mary Jane is, she's pretty chill too. Sometimes she likes to kind of move around a whole lot, and I mean they all come out in free roam and kind of do their thing. I'm gonna say Mojo is probably my most chill snake. Pleiades being second, and Dorothy, who I got from Bob Bledsoe over at Green Room Pythons. She's probably my third chillest snake. But they're all great to handle. They're all sweet. So I love these snakes or these questions. Okay. Most challenges have to do with proper environment. Yep. Great answer and catching these comments, Candy. Thank you. Do you have guinea pigs? Yes. My corner is very shy. One time I saw a rattlesnake, I wanted to shoot it, but I showed mercy. Yeah, don't shoot the rattlesnakes. Just let them go away. They're a very, very important part of the environment. Very important. Um, Man, Candy, you are on it. Before I can even get to it, you're just on it. We only got one species that is venomous. Yes, we've tried live prey. I'm feeding one live prey now. Herschel back here, he's in his hide, but we try to stick to frozen thawed for humane reasons. But he just will not take a frozen thaw at the moment. So we'll go back. We'll go back and try that again. For one, we talked about the reason why we use frozen thaw over live, because the rodent can actually hurt and harm your snake, and that's the last thing we want to happen. So that's why we do frozen thawed. That, and it's more humane for the rat. Let's have to go for a non-venomous then. Yeah, I mean, unless you have a lot of experience, I would not invest in a venomous species. Um, I don't know. Do you feed those snakes guinea pigs? No. No, I don't feed the snakes guinea pigs. No, they're not big enough. None of these, no ballpark, they're not big enough to eat guinea pigs. So no. No, I have guinea pigs as pets. They're my daughter's pets. I brought frozen thawed rats specifically for them. It's very, very untrue. Most snake owners don't go out and look for live kittens and puppies to feed their snakes. That almost never happens. And I wouldn't consider that person, if they did, to be a responsible reptile owner anyway. So
Hey, Dad, you want a fun snake fact?
no. Um, Very important. We only got one species, venomous. Okay, where are we at here? How's Dorothy doing? Fizzy! Hey, nice to see you. I don't know how long you've been here. It's been a little bit. Great to see you. Sorry, I got a little excited there. Um, Dorothy's doing great. Dorothy is doing great. Maybe I'll grab her real quick. We're almost to the end of the live stream. We're actually overtime right now, but the conversation is going so great that I didn't want to just cut it off. We use frozen thought for the most part. Talked about this earlier. To watch the replay, right? Yeah, watch the replay. We talk about why we do frozen thawed, which will be up again here in a little while. No, no, we would never eat snakes here. And these critters. So, it's been a while since Fizzy's been on the channel, whom I love, and she was asking about Dorothy. And I actually did a video, an unboxing video of Dorothy. And maybe I go get her real quick. I'm going to put Please back. If you guys want to wait, I'll leave it up to you. You want to hang out for a second while I go get... Yeah, yep, there's a kid back there getting cereal. And... Kids. I keep child-proof my house, man, but they keep getting in. I bet you rhubarb is getting big now.
I've come to tell you.
And how much does Dorothy weigh? Yeah, she's about 6'15" at this point. Last time I weighed her. Alright, so we don't kill snakes. We don't... That's cool. We don't do that here. Maybe maybe you find a channel where they do that at. So okay, okay. I'll go get Dorothy. I'll go get Dorothy. Damon Red. Yeah, she's kind of a big noodle. She is. But we were just discussing, we're just showing up. I'm going to go switch out snakes real quick. Everybody's wanting me to go get Dorothy because I haven't shown Dorothy in a long time. She's gotten so much bigger. And she's going to be a little shy when I first bring her out because she's probably sleeping right now. So I'm going to go tap on her hide. I'll get Pleiades put back and I'll bring Dorothy. So just hang out for just a second. Give me 1 minute.
I have a fun fact about snakes.
No. Yeah. All right. Okay, I got Pleiades back in. Let's get Dorothy. Everybody's asking about Dorothy. Hey, baby, are you awake in here? Oh, no. No. I know. Here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to take you a minute to relax. All right. And here is Dorothy. It's going to take her a minute to relax and figure out what's going on. So, this is a good opportunity to look at how ball pythons act and how their brain actually works. It takes them a minute to figure out where they're at, who they're with, who's handling them, what's going on. See, she's a little jumpy because she doesn't understand yet. She's trying to get a sense of her environment and what's going on. But she is just beautiful snake and I love her so very much. And I would tell you all the morphs that she is. I know, so she's Firefly, Pinstripe Firefly, Banana Inchy, I think. So she's got 4 different genes going on here. And she's a very, very precious snake to me. I love her. She is so wonderful. She's so dainty and her tiny little eyes. She's got the tiniest little eyes. Look at her. Yeah, you're a superstar, baby. And then her patterning, I mean, look at her. She's so yellow. That pinstripe. I mean, look at that. There she goes. Oh, that's not poop, that's substrate. I thought you pooped on me. Baby. She's figuring out. Okay, so those of you who've been part of my channel for a while, you know that Dorothy loves to climb on my head. I don't know why. So you got one from the same clutch. Yes. So I gotta get that fixed, man. Yeah, no. So, yeah. You know, from the time he showed her, I was on it. I was messaging him. Every time he put a picture of the clutch up, or I was making funny comments saying, "Hey, tell Dorothy I said hi." Every time we talked on the inbox, all right, I'd be like, tell number, is it number 5, right? I think, yeah, number 5. Was her original name was number 5. So, yeah. I'd be like, hey, tell number 5 I said hi. And I actually have, if anybody new is watching, I do an unboxing video with her. Not the greatest video I have. I'm still getting comfortable with the camera and everything back then, but I did an unboxing video with her, and it's great. Go check it out. It's a great video. And then she's featured in my assisted shed video as well, because she had some stuck shed when I got her. And so I did an assisted shed video on how to help your ball python with a with a stuck shed, a tough shed. I'm happy that I got Rhubarb, and he's perfect. But look at this gal. She is beautiful. I know. Hey, and you can post pictures now. So, in the community page on the YouTube channel, go post pictures. I'd love to see Rhubarb. I mean, I do. I have, you know what I mean. But it'd be cool to have it right there in the channel. So, um, Dorothy and Rhubarb are from Damara's clutch. Yeah, yep, Damara. Damara's the mama, and I think the inspector, right? I think the inspector was the father. Oh, I know. So is she. She's got this darkening here, and I think that's probably from that Inchi. But I mean, look how bright her yellow is. She is just beautiful. I love this snake. I love all my snakes. Yep, the inspector. That's what I thought. The inspector was the dad. I've been watching the inspector for a long, long time. Rhubarb was 6 and subscribe. Yes, she's a cutie. So I mean, like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna have to get going soon. Usually we do this live stream for an hour every week. This week we got a lot of traffic, so I kind of wanted to go over and give everybody an opportunity to kind of get to know some of the people in here, because this community that we're building here is filled with great, wonderful, loving people, and we all share the same interests. We are based around snakes, but my channel in general is based around exotic pets, reptiles. Snakes are my favorite, so I feature them more than anybody, than any other animal. But lots of other things to learn about on this channel, and lots of exciting things coming up. We have a trip that we're getting ready to do in the end of April that I'm thinking I may open up to Patreon members. I have to ask the person that I made the plans with if that would be okay with them. So that'd be another benefit you would get from subscribing to the Patreon, like a $5 a month paid membership or whatever. Is that maybe go on a herping trip with me, and we can meet and see some really cool snakes and catch some things and hang out and really get to know each other. So that could be really cool. So check out the Patreon. Make sure you go over there. I got tons of free comment over there. It differs from YouTube sometimes. I have the paid tiers where there's content there that only my paid members can see. Also, if you're a paid member, you can make suggestions. I put up a video once a week. You can make suggestions for the next week's topic or questions that you want me to answer specifically, so you don't get lost in the comments. So that's another good way to get your question answered specifically on my channel or on my live stream. And everybody hit the like and subscribe button, because we want this channel to grow. We want to help as many people as we can, as many snakes as we can. We want to educate as many people as we can, and we want to create a nice, strong, bonded community. So if you like that, if it sounds good to you, subscribe. And there's tons of cool stuff up. Go check out the Patreon and on Facebook. So I'm glad everybody got to tune in. Fizzy, thanks for being here. It's been a while since we've seen you. Candy, always great. Thanks to my Patreon members, my paid Patreon members, for making these live streams possible. I'm gonna have to figure out how to put you guys' names up in like the episodes, or like the other content creators do. But I definitely owe you guys big, and I really appreciate your support, and every little bit counts and matters. So I love you guys, and we'll be here next weekend, Sundays, 9. Till then, stay wild, keep your feet on the ground. Take care.